Hi everybody, I hope you're well. Welcome to another Flashmasters live stream. I could not be more excited for tonight's stream because we are joined by one of the most creative, one of the most talented off-camera lighting, wedding and portrait photographers in the world, Amber Henry. When you see Amber's work, if you're not aware of it already, you are going to be wowed. Amber is an ambassador for Flashmasters. We're extremely proud of that. She's an ambassador for MagMod, for Geekoto, for Cheetah Stand, for Fundy. I mean, her roll call of honors just goes on and on and on, and we are honored to have her join us in today's video. Now, in this video, we're going to show you how Amber created these images. But if you are a Flashmasters member, you will also see how Amber created these images. So this video is going to give you a little taste of what Amber is capable of, but the full stream, which will be available if you join us in the Flashmasters community, will include how Amber created all of these images as well. Plus, if you do decide to join us in the Flashmasters community, you will get access to so many videos that we've produced. Every single video, every single live stream we've made during Flashmasters, the whole time we've been doing this now, which is over 50 hours of content and counting, will be available to you as soon as you join. And you can do so at flashmasters.co. But without further ado, let's welcome on the incredible Amber Henry. There she is, as if by magic. Thank you so much for joining us, Amber. It's all true, honestly. I said this in the Flashmasters Facebook group before we started the live stream, but Amber very kindly sent over, I mean, so many images, and many of which I hadn't seen before, as well as behind the scenes videos. And when I was going through them to think which one should we include on the stream, it was like that one has to be included, that one has to be included. Oh my! And then I started thinking, oh my, like your work, Amber, is insane. And I've loved seeing these latest images because I hadn't seen some of them before, but they are another level. And the one, in fact, I think it's going to be in the thumbnail, which we'll talk about. It's image 2, which is the silhouette one where you've lit the bride and groom. I just thought, like,
I love that
well,
picture.
it's one of my favorite wedding photographs ever. I was like, it's so simple but so ridiculously like effective. And it was like, wow. So yeah, no, we're honored not only to have you on the stream, but to have you in the community as well. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. This is something that I've worked my entire career to get to the level where people like you, like Helen, like other, Arno and Ben, like we're talking about other incredible photographers are now my friends. Like these are my friends. These are wonderful people. And just the level of creativity that the Flashmasters has and how we share and then we see each other and then we get inspired. It's amazing. It's amazing. This is a wonderful, wonderful place to be.
Oh, that's very, very kind. Thank you, Amber. And how are things going for you? I know we just had a very brief chat before we started recording, and it seems like you are going through a madness right now because you've just come back from WPPI and your other news, which is very exciting. If you want to share that with us as well.
Yes, so I'm actually opening up a new studio location, which I haven't announced yet because we were waiting on things and we're waiting on painting and floors and windows and all kinds of stuff. So it took a while, but I am currently physically in the process of moving my studio where I've had for 10 years to a new location, which is a storefront. So it's in a plaza. There's big, beautiful windows I can put pictures in, and it's a bigger space. And for the photographer community, I'm hoping to be able to have meetups there for my Females Who Flash group to start having photo shoots there, maybe even monthly get-togethers. Yes, anything to strengthen our photographic community. So I'm hoping that this is going to end up being a space that I can use not just for my own work, but for photographers to come to. So yes, very excited.
How exciting.
WPPI was it's the best.
As I just said to you, we had the worst FOMO, like watching all the images and photos of and as everyone just having the best time. It looked like it was like, this is hard to see.
We talked about you and Helen so much, and we just all were
Oh.
like making a little game plan, like how do we get them here next year? So
Honestly, you
we
won't
are
have to try
going to
very
be
hard. I
there.
absolutely promise you. In fact, I mean, we had the photography show in the UK, which
Mm.
imagine WPPI, but without the coolness, without the size, and without the fun. That's a photography show, and we
Oh, that sounds
we.
great.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we just had that, and we were speaking to Chris from Studio Ninja, and he was saying again like you've got to beat WPPI. Everywhere we go, it's people saying you've got to beat WPPI. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was tough for us, but it was so nice to see you all having the best time, like just seeing like all the ambassadors, the members, just meeting up and having fun and creating amazing work as well.
Yes, yes. I think I want to say that all of us at some point did our own little shoots, even if it was small or here and there. I did mine like the morning that I flew out because that was the last chance that I had. So we snuck out for like an hour before my plane took off and did a shoot. But I want to say that all of us had a chance to like get our own little creativity going outside of the classes that we were teaching. And then I had some flash mats. So Arno and then Ben Conley, they joined me and they were at my
Oh,
WPPI class, and Ben was assisting me and running around and doing lighting and making everybody giggle. And oh my gosh, we had the best time there. And next year, if you and Helen aren't there, we're gonna fly over there and kidnap you or
no,
something.
honestly, I don't think we can like survive the FOMO again and just oh no, we've been tagged again, and it's like it would be you and Ben, all these people, you and Arnold, just seeing all this stuff and thinking, oh, you couldn't all enjoying yourself. There's one photograph in particular, I think it was like 8 Flashmasters ambassadors and members in the same one, and it was like, oh, we would love
Oh,
to
and
be. Helen especially didn't even dare to look at a phone most of the time, I must admit.
Tim Callahan was there
Next year.
too.
Yeah,
So he
exactly.
was
Yeah, our Flashmaster
Yeah, so
Photographer of
we
the
all hung
Year.
out with him, and then we went to the awards ceremony. We were all dressed up and had drinks. Oh, it was such the reason I love WPPI, other than the fact that it's in Vegas and, you know, the parties and things, is that you really feel like you're in a group of people who understand you. Because
Yes,
creatives,
yes.
we think differently, and it's so hard in day-to-day life to explain to people how we see and how we feel and everything. And then when you're in for 1 week, your best friends from all over the world are there, and you are just surrounded by creatives, and it is fabulous. It is fabulous. So it is like a family reunion. It's like just being around people who just you get you know, they get you, they understand you, and you understand them. So yeah, Helen, I know you can hear me, girl.
She can. She's
I
down here.
need to see you wherever
She
you
won't let
are.
me. She won't let me go another year without going. So yeah, we will definitely be seeing you, I'm sure, in person in the near future. But yeah, Amber, thank you so much as well. I mean, and firstly as well from me, congratulations on the new studio. That sounds really exciting. I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to
Thank you.
see what you produce in there.
Oh, it's gonna
That's going to just be, oh, I can't imagine how busy you are right now with it all, but how excited you must be as well,
be
to
Yeah,
think of what
we're
you can
super excited.
create. Oh,
Super
brilliant.
excited.
I also
Always
must
going
say as
forward.
well, obviously it will be in Michigan. I've never been to Michigan, but it seems to be such a hotbed of like great off-camera flash photographers over
I know,
there.
isn't that
We've
crazy?
got, yeah, it's like there's your community there, Richard's community, Sondra's community. I don't know what's you've got in the water, but we definitely want some. So yeah, shout out to Michigan.
Yeah, we even like even in my Females Who Flash group, there's so many people from Michigan too. I'd like to think that maybe maybe I helped, you know, start
I'm
that
sure.
with Flash, but holy crap, the talent that we have here is incredible. And yeah, so like Michigan is not Vegas, but if you ever want to visit Michigan, we are here. You got a big members group.
Exactly. No. Honestly, it's like
You're in
I honestly
Michigan
think if you were to see like put all our members in the community on a world map,
on a map.
for some reason Michigan would be like the hotbed.
Helen,
So
on it.
yeah, shout
Yeah.
out. Well, so we're going to do WPPI, then Michigan.
Yes,
That's the
there you
trick.
go.
Oh,
In
and
that order.
Colorado as well. 'Cause we need to see Maura and Jesse. We're going to do a whistle stop tour of the whole US, I reckon.
Let's just do
'Cause
that.
I'm
We'll
sure
get
it's
you on. We'll get you.
easy to do. Yeah.
See.
Amazing. So thank you again, Amber, for sharing so much. Say when I was going through your images, it's like, I can't swear on this, but like, what are these? Like, they are so good, and as well, every single image that you sent over is accompanied by a behind the scenes. Do you have the same thing that I do now, which is like, if you don't create a behind the scenes, so I was like, does this photograph really exist if it doesn't have a behind the
Yes.
scenes? It's yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. And if I have a great image, there's no behind the scenes, I feel so bad about it.
yes. I honestly, we're kindred spirits. It's like, oh
Yeah,
no, can I even share this if I don't have a behind the scenes? So
I have so
it's like a
many.
blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it is. It is. I have so many good images, and I'm like, oh, can't post that. No behind the scenes.
Exactly. Plus, on a more serious note, I guess as well, I think it's important that we do try as best we can. Obviously, the priority is always to get the image, but it
Right,
is
right.
quite an important note to try and get the behind the scenes because with the AI getting so good, it's almost
Ooh,
like
yeah.
you might need to do this as evidence that you actually did this in camera as well.
Look,
Um,
if you enter a competition, you have to have that now.
yeah,
Almost all competitions
great
I
point.
enter, you have to have something, because they have to prove it's not AI, and they want the raw. Like they want the raw. And then sometimes when you're entering wedding competitions, they want to prove it's taken on a wedding day, and you have to enter either like a bunch of raws or something in the gallery or something just to prove that that's what it is. Which yeah, so you have to it helps to have something, even if it's just like I just use my phone, just something
Yeah.
that shows that you were there.
Totally. No, I really agree. And I think as time goes on, it's going to become even more important, not just as you just said there, not just for your social media, but also for competitions because
Mhm.
say AI is getting scarily good. So it's great to
It's
have
only
that
gonna get better.
evidence. Yeah, exactly, exactly. The only thing that I do find frustration as well is trying to get behind the scenes in portrait, try and get behind the scenes in landscape, and it's like, oh, this
Oh,
is
I'm
just a
so bad at
nightmare.
that.
I know.
Yes, no, I'm so bad at that. Too much. It's too much.
Yeah, exactly. It is. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's get into the images because they are amazing. And what I've done is I've put these into an order. So we're going to see the behind the scenes video first, and then
Okay.
some of them do have the final image in, as you'll see. But then we'll share the image. So all being well, and then I'll ask you just to talk us through these images, Amber, if that's okay.
And I don't
So
know
we've
what you
not got any
chose, so
sound
it'll be
on.
surprising.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yes, you'll. It's a surprise to you.
We'll
So
see.
the images, the videos don't have the sound on, copyright reasons. But here we
Yeah.
go.
So I
So was this
can
the one
I
at
explain?
WPPI?
So this is a class that Sean, Lara, and I did the day before WPPI on our own.
Cool.
Um, and we were in this is kind of the hallway where everything happens at WPPI. So everyone will who has gone I recognize this is hallway. So I I
I
I
would just
I
like
say
to.
oopsies sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. I think the important thing when we look at the behind the scenes, this is why the behind the scenes is so good to have. Is that don't get me wrong, this is not it's not a horrible place, but it's not stunning as it is to the human eye. I think
Right.
that's
Now with the
something that I
lighting.
take from it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
The lighting in that hallway is exactly what you see there. It is very, very yellow. Beautiful location it is, but that, as a photographer, that light
Whoa.
is not not
Yeah, but
exceptional.
I love seeing when you see the camera like that as well. You see the back of the screen.
Yeah, and I gotta make sure to record that more too, because I don't have that a whole lot, and that's something again I gotta work on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, if you don't show behind the scenes, people always say always get accused of doing it in post, it's fake, it's Lightroom. Even on this video, I had at least two men accuse me of it being post production when you can
All
actually
I
see
can
it.
say is
You
take
can
it
see
as
it
a
live.
compliment because
I
they are
just ignore it.
clearly. That's what. Yeah, ignore it. But they must be so insecure about their work and so like you're blowing their mind so much that it's like,
Uh,
well, obviously this can't be real. But
right.
yet when you see the end result, it's like, there you go. So I say,
Oh.
you're just so much better than those that they just can't even. They know it's true that they can't even comprehend it. I mean, I think to accuse you of like not that this can't be done. I say is one, it's a bit short sighted of the others, and I feel a bit sorry for those
Right.
people. But it also just shows you what like how far ahead you are. So I take it as a big compliment. And yeah, when we look at the final image, it is stunning.
It's so pretty.
Absolutely stunning.
I was so excited. Our class was on lighting. So we were trying to teach people. This was kind of the end of our class. So we did about an hour of Sean did slides and he did education on lenses and lighting. And then I did some um, really quickly at the hotel we were at, in-person shooting, just a very quick tutorial on gels and flash. And then we went out and we tried to go outside and it was pouring rain. The one day it rained in Vegas.
Oh,
So we got stuck in the hallway. But yeah, so my goal here was just to show how quick, how portable, and how fast you can use Flash to not just change the scene, but to make it whatever you want it to be. So in the video, which is on Instagram and it's on the MagMod Instagram as well, you can hear me talking to the students. And one of them had asked me when I was setting it up, she was explain what you're doing. So I just told her in my head, I'm seeing that she has this red purse, and the red purse was blingy and sparkly. And I'm like, we have to play off the red. He had red in his jacket too. So I'm like, now we have to go red, and red is romantic, and red, brings up blood pressure when you look at the color. So, but I didn't want to do just them together. So I used the gels, and there was that pillar there that you saw, which I was like, that pillar is perfect because I can put him in front, silhouette him with the red, and then I can hide the softbox behind. So I don't have to edit the softbox out. So the softbox is behind that, aimed at her. And then the first shot I took, her hair was very dark, her arm was dark, and she blended into the backdrop. So then I put a third light really quick over on the side to give her just a really, really light little rim light to bring her out from the backdrop. So in my
yeah, it
head, I
really
saw the
helps.
entire image laid out before I go and I created it.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So, just to try and understand your thought process, Amber, had you had this image in your head before the day? Maybe like you wanted to create it, or is this something that you thought of whilst you were in the environment?
No, I have learned and I have trained myself over many, many years to be quick because I shoot weddings and to see the potential of an environment without seeing it. So in Michigan, where I'm at, a lot of the times I am given not great locations. We do a lot of people's homes, we do farms and barns, and we do woods, and we do things where you really have to, if you want something that looks different, you have to create it quickly. So I have trained my eye to see the potential of a space, not just see what it is. So walking by that pillar, I knew that I could put this here, put her here, put that there, and I saw the whole thing in my head before I created it. And that's how I usually see most of my images. It's a quick little flash in my head of, oh, this would look good here, and then I just set about creating what I'm seeing through the camera.
I love that. I absolutely love it. And yeah, it's beyond stunning, this shot. And I think
Thank
it's
you.
one that, like, and I'm including me in this, what I'm going to say now as well, that the people watching this will probably try and replicate, because the great thing about an image like this is that it's not reliant too much anyway on having a stunning location.
Right.
This is something that you can replicate in a venue that isn't anywhere near as grand as the venue you were in. And I think that's a
Absolutely.
great thing. It's a great like tool to have up your sleeve when you, so you can always think, oh, that shot that Amber did, I could maybe try and do something similar here. And I think that's the brilliance of off-camera flash as well, how you can
Yeah.
transform, a nice venue into something really like wow, that will just
Yeah.
wow your clients.
And you can transform it into anything. Um, I always tell at the beginning of every single class that I teach or every conference, I always say the same thing. I say, my goal is not to help you build pretty pictures today. My goal is to get you to be able to take what you're learning, to go home and be able to create this in any environment you are in. Because you're not always going to be shooting in the beautiful hotel in Vegas. You're not always going to be shooting,
Correct.
wherever it is I'm teaching. You're going to be in everyday situations. So if you don't learn how to do this on your own and then be able to go home and then I've failed you as an educator. So I'm trying whatever I'm doing on locations um, for when I'm teaching at conferences and things, I try very hard not to get the aesthetics of the location, but to maybe zoom down and do it more in a like bite-sized pieces, because my goal is to just again to create competent flash photographers, because this is something that you can take the idea of it and go anywhere and do it. You can do this in a church, you can do it in a basement. You can do it in the woods using a tree, which I've done. So
Yeah.
that's as an educator, is to simplify it, teach it, and then let you go home and create your own.
I love that. I think that's really good to hear as well. That also shows your passion for education and for helping others, because it would be easy for you to go to these amazing places and create these wow images that you might
Right.
secretly think, well, people probably can't replicate this because they're not going to be in this environment. So it's really nice and selfless of you to be thinking, no, I want to give my students the tools that they can go and use in many, many places.
Right, right. And
So
I like I've taught in Chicago several times, and they're, big, beautiful, wide, gorgeous buildings, and of course we can all go out and shoot that, but if I don't break it down for you and teach it to you in an environment that you're going to, you go home and you live in a farming community. Well, the big buildings
yes.
aren't there. So what have I taught you? If I only taught you how to shoot wide, that's it's not helpful to you. My goal is to teach you, like, why did I put the light there? Why would you put the light there? What settings are going to work in a different, space? But then what settings can you memorize that you can go home and change them, when you're on your own, so that when
Yeah.
your pictures are blown out, why are my pictures blown out? Oh, that's right, because Amber said XYZ. So that's my goal when I teach, is that I really, really believe the industry is only going to survive if we create competent flash photographers who know how to use it when and if they want to. Um, and we all want the industry to survive. We have to survive. We don't want to fight for the bottom. We all want to fight for the top. The only way to do that is to bring everybody up with us.
Oh,
So,
I just love this
sorry, going on a little.
attitude. No, no, this honestly, I wish you could like this is exactly like why we love you and your work so much. It's this attitude and this desire to help people and raise up the industry, because everybody gains. Everybody wins that way. And it's just
Everybody.
a shame not everybody shares that attitude.
Yeah, I
I
really
want to ask,
want people to. Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead. I
no,
really
carry
want
on.
people to like join Flashmasters and see something and be like, "Oh my god, that's inspiring. I have to go do this." Um, because we want clients to see our work, and okay, the price point is here, and that's because this is the level. Like, we're all up here, and then we're all going to be up here, and um, yeah, it's the only way that we're going to survive as a community.
Yeah, that's just brilliant, and that's again like it's just so nice to hear someone as prominent as yourself in the industry, saying these things. I actually want to ask you about, when we talk about education, about your Females Who Flash group in a second before I go to the
Okay.
next images. But a bit of a technical question, which going to ask you now, if you don't mind, Amit, before I forget, from Andy, was that three GT200s? That's
Yes. Yeah,
Geekoto, for
so
those that
that
aren't aware.
image, I have, 3 Geekoto 200s, and they are very small and compact. They overpower the sun. I love them. I carry 4 of them with me at all times. The power in these lights is such reasonably priced and so powerful that there's literally no reason that you can't carry these lights with you. So there's 3 lights. There's one behind him on a Cheetah stand with a red MagMod gel, and it's hitting the wall. So there's no light coming, between towards him. It's just the wall. Then there's another one on the pillar behind him on a Cheetah stand with a Geekoto 24-inch softbox that's hitting her. And then off to the right is a third Geekoto GT200 on a Cheetah stand with a MagMod grid. And that's just to give her that rim light on her arm and the side of her head that you see there, to push her away from the backdrop. I love 3 lights. 3
Amazing.
lights on my cam.
Yeah, that's brilliant. What's also really good as well there is we can see now why these incredible brands want you to be their ambassador, because you're using them as well. Geekoto there,
Oh yeah.
MagMod there, Cheetah Stand,
I
all together.
I will not ever put my name behind a company that I myself don't use. I don't believe in
Yeah.
that. I don't believe in it. And I want to tell you, I have a lot of company, and this is going to sound awful, but I do have a lot of companies approach me, and some of them I do believe in, but I haven't used them enough yet to be able to say this is what I recommend. Some of them I'm in like testing right now to see if I like them, and working them into my workflow. But if I put my name behind a company, I use it and I believe in it.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's just how
brilliant.
it should be.
Yeah, it totally should. Yeah, authenticity is so important, and the moment that
It is.
people lose that in the industry, the respect for those people goes down. So yeah, that's really good
Right.
to hear. As I
Right.
said, Amber, I think it's important at this point. It seems like a good place to ask you a little bit about your Females Who Flash group, because that is probably going to be interest to a lot of people watching, I'm sure. And it's a great thing you've done for the industry here. So would you like to just introduce that a little bit for those that aren't aware? And I will share on the screen some links if you want to go and follow Amber if you're not doing so already.
So my group is very small because we just started it. It is called Females Who Flash, which is just the most hilarious. And like once I thought of that name, I
Yeah.
couldn't. Like,
It's
no, let's just do
genius.
it. So Females Who Flash. Right now, we are only on Facebook. Like I said, we just kind of started building this community. Um, Please, ladies, you must be a lady. Please join us. The idea behind Females Who Flash is that there are a lot of women in the industry who are intimidated by Flash, who are intimidated by large groups because they get, they post an image and the comments they get back from certain male photographers, not all, but some, is very intimidating and they don't want to post. And I just feel like women need a space where we can talk, we can share, we can teach. We want, again, to create competent photographers who use the equipment, who know how and when to use it, who aren't scared of it. And so this group is a wonderful place. I try to do daily posts where people can share images. Most women who come into the group will post and say the reason I joined the group is because I had bad experiences other places. And I feel like here I can say things and I can get feedback and I can ask questions and you won't get judged and you will not get judged. Because I hate using the word safe space, but it is a space that you can come and just, if you're just starting out, post your pictures and you're going to get nothing but positivity back and encouragement. And then we encourage you to go out and shoot again and then repost. And then we will help you with that image because the goal is for ladies to one day dominate the field. But
I hope you get there. Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, in a way, it sounds like a strange thing to say. It's a shame that this is even needed, but
right,
it is, and I know, from being close to a number of female photographers, how it's not a level playing field, or especially in a lot of people's heads, it's not, and that's really sad. So I could not applaud you enough for going out of your way to create a safe environment where females can go and grow. And I think that's an amazing thing that you've done. And yeah, I just applaud you. And so if you are watching this and you fit into that category and you can relate to what Amber's just said, go over there and on Facebook and join Amber's group. I know Helen's a
yes,
member and she raves about it. So
we
yeah,
love
it's a
Helen.
really good thing to. Oh, it's a really good thing that you've done there. I say, shame it's needed, but it is needed for now anyway.
Yes,
Hopefully, times should change, but for now, I think it's a fantastic environment you've created there. So
thank you.
yeah, I just want to
Appreciate that.
give that a mention. No, not at all. Um, oh yeah, Moira, there you go. So uplifting and supportive. Biz, there we go. We love Biz over here at Flash Flash. She always makes me laugh with her
Yay!
comments. She's applied to be a flasher. I'm not going to say
Welcome.
anything more than that. Yeah, amazing. Excellent. So we'll move on to our next image, if that is okay, Amber. Again, we're going to show the behind the scenes first. I love doing it this way. This is so cool. This is the one. This is insane. Oh, I wish I had taken that. It is absolutely incredible. I'm assuming, I'm hoping in a way, Amber, that this is an idea that you had before rather than you just thinking, ding, out of nowhere you've got it. Because I say it's almost like it's simple, but I've never seen it
Right.
done.
So, okay. So I will tell you this. I have had this idea in my head for a long time, like a really long time. And my old assistant, I had assistant Jenny who was with me for so many years, and we would be driving and I would always, as we were driving to like a wedding or location, I would point at a hill and I'd be like, "Jenny, that could be anywhere. We could photograph and you would never know where we were. People would think we were in Africa." And she always used to tease me and I was like, "One day I'm going to make the hill shot." And I so I saw this in my head for so long before this amazing group of bridal party, and they were all down. You can see they're all jokes, like we were having a good time with them. So
Yeah.
it was the location, it was the day, it was the right bridal party that that created it. So this is a one flash image. I told them out they're all going to be on TikTok, so they started waving at me.
Yeah, make
So
them
this is
famous.
we had one flash because you saw we were on a golf cart, so you can't take anything with you. So I had this whole bridal party. We'd already done traditional, so we had done them walking in natural light, and the girls, like, we had done all of our meat and potatoes, like Jerry Gino says, or we did our meat and potatoes, and now it was time for dessert. So I had one
Love
flash,
that.
and I was like, I'm going to just make this really cool shadow shot. And then we had, and the very end, you see the little boy, little girl. So that was our flower girl ring bearer. And I was like, wouldn't it be cute if they were to emulate the bride and groom? So they're kind of bringing up the rear, and they're holding hands, and she's holding the flowers, just like they're, like our little bride and groom on the very back end of it. So yeah. So when I took this picture and I saw it in camera, I was like, oh, finally, I have taken it.
Yeah, completed it. Completed it. Don't need to do any more weddings now. Just walk off into the sunset. Yeah,
And then
it's
yeah, and I've seen several people try to recreate this image, and I've had some people show it to me, and it's fabulous because they're out there getting inspired and they're doing it, and then their brides and grooms have a really cool shot, for themselves, and um, such a fun, unique way to do a bridal party, but to really focus on your couple. And I don't know.
totally. I mean, I don't know where to start with this. It's incredible. I say it's one of my all-time favorite
Oh,
wedding images, and I can do nothing but
so
sing its
cool.
praises. I mean, there's so much going on as well. It's easy just to be wowed by it, but then you think of how good the separation is. That these,
Mm,
the bridal party there are not just stood like statues. It looks like they're
right,
literally walking. I love the
right.
pose of the I didn't know it was the younger people on the right hand side, but the way that like the bride and groom again are moving, it would have been easy to do this quite static, but the fact that they're not static, I think adds, and even like the shape of the dress, the bride's dress, how it's, we see the light and the
Yeah.
shadow, really adds depth. So yeah, it's incredible. Again, how they're behind the cloud, but not behind the blue of the sky, so it helps
Mhm.
separate them. It's
I
it's
really
just
wanted it to
insane.
be fun. Like, I just really, this was they were so funny and, a little drunk, and just like the static shots were just not going to be their cup of tea, really. So they are static. I don't have them moving, but I have them swaying. So I think,
Same
shouting at
difference,
them, I'm like,
yeah.
hey, keep, and whenever I'm photographing anybody, I'm constantly talking because I don't want them to think about being in front of the camera. So I am jib bib bib bib, listen to my voice, don't think about it. Because these aren't models, these are real people, and everybody gets uncomfortable. So I'm joking and screaming, and I think I had the bride and groom like take a step forward and step back and step forward. So then they were laughing because that was kind of stupid, and I think they were singing like the hi ho song or something at the end.
I love it because
I don't
but
know.
you're also giving them an experience as well. This is not like a
Oh yeah,
stuffy stand here and they're going to be, oh, when can we go to the drink? Like you're
right,
making this memorable for them, which is really
right.
important.
And this is our last shot of the day. So, like I said, we did our traditionals at the church. We did our traditionals here at the golf course. So they were done. Like, let's just wrap it up in a bang, have fun. And then the bridal party got to leave, and I kept the bride and groom for a little bit. So it's a well-rounded thing when you photograph a wedding. You want some natural light, some flash, some serious, some fun, some traditional, some crazy lit, to give them the whole experience of the day. I wrote a article once for someone, and I talked about shooting the day like Bohemian Rhapsody, like the song, how the song ebbs and
Cool.
flows. It has its serious and almost tearful parts, and you have this excitement, and the guitar kicks in. And a wedding day is very similar to that. Like, you're going to have this balance. You want a good balance, and then you want to end the day with a bang, and really make it something that they leave and they're like, wow, that whole day was good. So
Yeah, well, you totally did that. 100% you did that. It's so good. And yeah, I think it's important that yeah, I don't know if you've seen the comments, Amber, but yeah, Jason Vincent, yes, so good.
oh,
Matt,
Jason,
there you
I love you so
go.
much. So freaking talented.
Matthew, this is awesome. I really want to try this.
Oh,
Alex feels
yeah.
similar to me. The best silhouette I've ever seen. Truly wow. Our biggest fan, Facebook user, saying wow as well. And Helen there, that this image is fire. It's absolutely incredible. It's incredible.
Uh,
So yeah, and I think it's true what Matthew said there. We're saying I really want to try this. I think that's one of the great things about a shot like this. Again, it's like we said about the earlier image. This is not something that you have to go to an incredible location to try.
mm-mm.
You know, you just need a hill and a nice sky, and that's so nice when you see shots like this that are relatable. Just a couple of technical questions from me, actually, Amber, if
Yeah.
that's okay. What flash power did you have? Because I imagine a few people, including me, actually looking at this, thinking, "Oh, what flash power do you need to you know? It's very bright ambient conditions that you're shooting in here. So
Right.
what did you actually use flash wise?
So I want to say that I had the Meg box, the 24-inch, I believe, because that was the one that we had in the stand. We grabbed it and we ran. I want to say that I ended up yeah, there you can see it right there. I took the diffuser
Yeah,
off. There's no diffuser. I have a GT200 on there at full power. So, and she got very close to the couple. So that's full power GT200 on a Cheetah stand with a 24-inch mag box with no diffusion, because even the diffusion wasn't giving me enough light because I'm battling that sun, but I also want to throw the bridal party into darkness. So you have to have a very high shutter speed for that. So
yeah,
yeah, full power, really close to the couple. Um, yeah, high shutter speed, low ISO.
brilliant.
I really watched my shadows to make sure that the shadows were black. And I know,
Yes.
like, when you enter into competition, like I entered this into competition, and it did not do well. Because
What?
no, yeah, I got chewed up.
Well, serious question. What? Why?
They my cropping, they don't like the cropping. They didn't understand why the short people were at the back of it. My blacks are too
Oh,
black. Yeah, because but competition images are not the same. Different competitions look for different things. So like a Flashmaster competition is not going to be the same as like a WPPI.
yeah.
It's just different brains. So I tried this in a bigger competition. I won't say which one. I tried it and they were like, no, we don't like it.
Do you know, all I can say is it just shows you how subjective these things are.
Subjective.
Because the
Yes.
feedback that we're
Yeah.
getting obviously on the stream completely different to that, and I think it's a really good lesson because for those watching that enter the Flashmasters Awards and other awards out there and maybe
Mhm.
don't do as well as they were
Don't get
hoping,
discouraged.
don't
Don't
necessarily
get
think,
discouraged.
oh, the image is any good. It just shows you that maybe that competition for whatever reason or that particular judge didn't see what you saw in that image, but that does
Right.
not mean that the image is no good because you could enter it in the
Right.
next one and it will win everything. So
Right, exactly. And that's just it just competition is not the same. So if you enter, don't get discouraged. You will start learning that different competitions look for different things. But yeah, yeah. So this image was a personal favorite. I love it. I know it got chewed up by some minds, but other minds love it, and that's okay because I loved it. My bride and groom loved it. And that's all that matters. We had
yeah,
fun.
I agree. I agree. No, that's a good attitude to have. Another question here, if you don't mind, Amber. This is from Andy. Was there any additional editing of the clouds as everyone fits so perfectly into the clouds?
Yes. So the my Michigan skies are rarely pretty. If us Michigan
I can
people
relate to
deal with
this.
right, you know,
I know
we deal with
too well, unfortunately. We just have all we have is grey. Just
right.
slightly different shades of not even 50
Yes.
shades, just like two shades of grey. That's it. That's it.
So same. We very similar here, and that you have the fact that you would have a wedding day and outside and blue skies. That is the like you're very rarely gonna get that. So I did have a nice day with the sun, but not this much. So the sky is edited to bring that in. And then there were spots along the bottom of the feet where you could see the trees, like the far trees. And it didn't matter how low I got, I couldn't crop them out. So I did go back in and retouch some spaces where like the little trees and things were popping, through the feet because that was very distracting. So yeah, so there is retouching with this image,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
it. That's
idea is there.
Oh, without a doubt it is, yeah, and I think this is just like the definition to me of like wall art. You know, this is something that a couple could have on their wall for years and years because I mean I don't even know the people involved in that photograph, but I just keep on looking at it. So I can only imagine how they feel when it's their friends, it's their family in that photograph. It's just incredible.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, absolutely insane. So we'll just move on to our next image now, if that is okay, Amber. This is another video behind the scenes. So thank you again for sending over these. Oh yeah, I've not seen this done before. Look, the Mac box is the wrong way round. And then
Oh, I think I'm plus. Yeah.
let me just see.
um, Let me know
Wow.
if you can hear me. Okay.
Oh, I can hear
So,
you fine. Yes, yeah.
okay. So this is an incredible mural in Frankenmuth, Michigan, which is a beautiful Bavarian touristy town not too far from me. It's a wonderful spot. And this mural, this artist is just this thing spans an entire building. It's so gorgeous. And I had photographed it before. And of course, like I said, we did some pictures of just the bride and groom in front of the flowers, and we did traditional pictures. So I had those. I had taken those already, which somebody, of course, some guy commented, why didn't you do it? Because I did that. I just didn't show it because why? But yeah, isn't that mural? Like, look at that. Stunning. It's beautiful.
It's
So I was like,
incredible.
what can I do? What can I do that's going to be a little bit different? And I want to say that I don't know where the silhouette was stuck in my head for some reason. And I thought, oh, we could just make the flower be the light, and we put the softbox is emulating the middle of the flower, and that could be the
So
light, and then like
clever.
directing them down uh to again get the mural, but not traditionally, not the same way as all the other pictures looked. So yeah, so then this was like the fastest one we took out of all those, so I didn't have to position the light and edit it out of the shot or anything. So that was the quickest picture I took that entire day.
It's again though. It's just how creative your brain is because this is an image that I've never seen done before. I wouldn't have thought of, but yet it's so simple. Like
Yeah,
it's
and I've seen a lot of people do it now, which is great because people are thinking out of the box. I've seen people do this in churches now, and it's so cool. The way that we're incorporating light with a twist. It's just got a cool little
yeah,
twist.
thinking out of the softbox. Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh, thinking out of the softbox. I love that. I love that.
no,
That's so good.
but again that's a compliment to you, Amber. When you take a shot like this, then you see it replicated. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, there's
I
no
love
bigger
it.
compliment to a photographer.
It's true. It's true. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's what it was, and I'm sure I was at full power. I don't know offhand. I'm sure I was at full power with high shutter speed. That's how I do a lot of the darkening down. And in post, I definitely know that I did had to brighten up the background a little bit more because it was darker, but the colors were all there. You can see the colors are so beautiful,
Yeah,
and the natural sun again overcast skies. See that? There you go. That's the Michigan sky. That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're very familiar with that. So I had
Honestly, that could be well the building not so much, and we don't get those beautiful murals either. Again, that would just be a
so
brick wall
that
with some horrible graffiti on it. Not like
well
that,
yeah.
which is like art.
Yeah, so you see that the natural light was giving us a very soft light over everything. So if I
Hmm.
wasn't fighting with the sun or shadows or any of that, I already had a beautiful soft light from the overcast sky. So I had a big natural softbox in the sky, lighting my backdrop already for me. I planned it that way. I
Of
called
course you
in a
did.
favor.
Yeah, you're Amber Henry. You can just click your fingers, it's done.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, I love as well how you've omitted the sky, not included the sky, because that really just really focuses our eye. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
And
Yeah,
if you look
and a
at like the
great
little details,
technique. A great technique.
you,
I also need to apologize. I think because I think the three shots we've looked at so far were people will want to try and replicate, which again is only
they're
a
out there.
compliment. Exactly.
They're out there.
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
follow me on TikTok, you've seen like my TikTok is one of my biggest platforms for behind the scenes. Mostly it's for photographers, and you'll see all this stuff. I try to show everything on there. Um,
Yeah. I'll put the links down there again and it's honestly everybody watching. do go and follow Amber on her socials, because this is just a taste of what she's sharing. You know, Amber is an expert at remembering to get these behind the scenes, and you've been doing this for a long time, haven't you, Amber? Capturing all this behind the scenes, because I remember on the first stream, in fact, you might be the first photographer we've actually had who's going to make it her second appearance on the Flashmasters YouTube channel. The first one was pre-recorded, I remember, and I remember one of the things we were speaking about on that stream was your TikTok and how you capture the behind the scenes. So yeah, you've been doing this for a long time now, so you must have a huge library.
I do. I want to say that for many years, starting my career, I did not do behind the scenes, and it was a struggle with me because this is going to sound awful. I was kind of ashamed about where I was because I was seeing these photographers post these amazing locations, and my brides and grooms they're very working class. They get married in their homes and they get married places, and as beautiful as they are, these locations weren't. And I felt like if I showed them, it would make me look like a bad photographer. Like, why is Amber always, in this kind of spot? And that's something I had to get over for myself. And I think I want to say I saw people like Jason Vincent and some others showing, like the LaPlants, showing homes and showing backyards and showing things, and not being afraid to be like, yeah, we're in everyday locations and look at these, badass photos. And I like, I'm not going to be afraid of it anymore. I'm going to show you this is exactly where I was. And when I overcame that fear of how it looked, it actually started helping others because they were in the same locations. They were in the same spots. So it took me many years to actually start recording behind the scenes and not be worried about the way that it would be, like my brand would be presented on social media. And once I got over that, I really started helping other people and hearing back from them and, teaching and things. So that's just one of those live and learn, hurdles, social media things that we have to not be worried about.
Yeah, the online world can be a tough, horrible place at times. It can be an amazing place as well. Hopefully as this video is proving, but it can be the opposite. But I'm really pleased you got there and that you are like doing all this, because you are spreading so much inspiration to the industry. I say you're such a force for good in the industry, and it's definitely a better place with you in it. So yeah, that's brilliant. I was going to say, I was actually going to, in my notes here, we've got one more photograph to go through for YouTube, but the time has gone so fast. So we're going to keep on going to Flashmasters member zone, obviously. So if you are watching live, please don't go anywhere. But I think we'll draw a line here for the YouTube video. But if you do want to see the rest of the images that Amber is going to be sharing with us, and the video which is accompanying them, which you'll see here, and they are so good, then you can see the full length version of this video in the Flashmasters member zone. So as soon as you join Flashmasters, just log in to the website and click on the videos, and not just this stream, but every single one that we've done in the past and which will be going on there in the future will be there for you as soon as you join. But yeah, so for everybody watching on YouTube, please do go and follow Amber on her socials, on TikTok, on Instagram. If you're a female, please go and follow and join, Amber's Facebook group, as you saw with Females Who Flash. Because it's an amazing resource for women. And over to you, Amber. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so honored to have you as an ambassador and to have you in the community. We're just massive fanboys and girls, basically, of you. So yeah,
I appreciate you guys. I so appreciate
No,
you.
not at all. No, it's the other way around. So yeah, thank you so much, Amber, for joining us. And to everybody else, we will see you in the next video. See you soon.